After a report claimed that Facebook India's top executive allegedly favored BJP MLA T. Raja Singh, the BJP has now claimed that Facebook's bigwigs are linked to the Congress party. Sources in the BJP claim that Facebook India managing director used to work with the Planning Commission under the UPA government. In fact, the BJP sources claim that a top employee of Facebook's public policy team previously worked for senior Congress leader Ahmed Patel and now allegedly publicly abuses Prime Minister and his ministers. The party claimed that Facebook's former head of news partnerships contested 2019 polls on a Congress ticket. Now, the controversy over Facebook's hate speech posts is only escalating. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Information Technology, which is headed by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, has sought answers from Facebook about the explosive report in Wall Street Journal claiming that social media giant favored the BJP. In a tweet, he said that the panel will take up the report in its meeting. In the meanwhile, the NDA members there in the Standing Committee on IT have hit out at Shashi Tharoor demanding his ouster. The NDA members claim that Tharoor violated the rules of the parliamentary panel as the agenda of the meeting has to be decided in consultation with its members there.
आज का जो माहौल है और आज का जो कांग्रेस बिहेव कर रहा है, मैं आपको बताऊं कि ये निकृष्टता की सबसे पराकाष्ठा है और ये दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना है इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी के लिए। और शशि थरूर साहब को कोई अधिकार नहीं है कि वो बीजेपी, आरएसएस और कांग्रेस के मुद्दे पर जो है ये भटकाव कर पाए, स्टैंडिंग कमेटी को ले जाएं। स्टैंडिंग कमेटी जो एजेंडा में तय होगा, और एजेंडा चेयरमैन तय नहीं करता है, एजेंडा पूरी कमेटी मिलकर तय करती है। कमेटी के मेंबर यदि इसके ऊपर सहमत होंगे तभी वो एजेंडा सेट कर सकते हैं। इसीलिए उनका जो बयान है और जो राहुल गांधी जी का बयान है, दोनों दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण।
Now, the slugfest over Facebook hate row continues between the BJP and the Congress. India Today's Rahul Kanwal had a power-packed discussion over the issue. Let's take a listen.
Rahul, I'm not surprised why the Bharatiya Janata Party and the BJP has said what it is. In fact, when Facebook itself took down various pages, you found that it was in fact taking down Congress pages rather than BJP. We have documented that the Bharatiya Janata Party and Mr. Narendra Modi in particular were the beneficiaries of Facebook and WhatsApp and the way these social media platforms work.
Amit Malviya, here is the charge that we are dealing with at this moment, that earlier this year in about March, it was found that T. Raja Singh, who's a BJP MLA, had put out a post against Rohingya Muslims, calling them traitors and asking for mosques to be brought down. Facebook employees who were policing the platform found that to be a piece that violated Facebook standards, and a Facebook business executive put pressure on the regulatory team so that this post wouldn't be taken down because they were afraid of repercussions from the Bharatiya Janata Party. How do you respond to the charge that's being flung the BJP's way? Amit Malviya.
Who decides what is hate speech? It is the constitutional framework and it is the extant rules of our country that decide what is hate speech. It can't be a platform or a private enterprise that will set the rules of the game here. And whatever be the rules of the game have to apply consistently, whether it is Sonia Gandhi or anyone else. We have said consistently that the riots that we saw in Delhi followed after Sonia Gandhi made that hateful speech about Aar Paar Ki Ladai on the CAA. It was broadcasted live on Facebook. So does that make Facebook complicit with Congress as far as spreading hate speech is concerned? My reason is perhaps not, but it is an argument that now finds merit because Rahul Gandhi has gone to town with it. So if there has to be a debate around hate speech, it must start with Sonia Gandhi. She's the fountainhead of it, and she's been at the helm of the Congress party and has overseen a lot of these communal riots all over the country during that period. If Facebook took down 700 pages in the run-up to the 2019 election, and most of those pages were broadly aligned with a more conservative nationalist view, then it is likely that the BJP suffered. It is also no one's argument that Congress hobnobbing with Cambridge Analytica, the most dubious firm as far as electoral practices worldwide is concerned, was meant to undermine the political choices that people in this country have. They were looking to manipulate data, to weaponize Facebook algorithm to suit their requirement. But it just so happened that they lost at the hustings and they lost badly.
Cutting across to Sushant Singh Rajput's death probe, the mystery around the missing 15 crores rages on. ED probes into all those angles, into the money trail. ED is now likely to summon Rhea Chakravarti once again. She has already been questioned twice by the probe agency for about 18 hours. Meanwhile, Rhea's chartered accountant Ritesh Modi failed to turn up for questioning yesterday. He is likely to come to ED today along with Rhea's CA. Sushant's CA as well will also be summoned to ascertain details of financial angles. In fact, Sushant's business partner Varun Mathur has also been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. Mathur is the director of Insay Ventures Private Limited, a firm that is based out of Gurugram and was one of the first entrepreneurial ventures that Sushant started back in 2018. Remember, Varun Mathur didn't turn up for recording his statement with the Mumbai police, citing that the lockdown and other issues related to the pandemic outbreak, and now he will be appearing. Now, of course, there are several angles that the Enforcement Directorate there is probing into Sushant Singh Rajput's death case. Now, as the chorus for justice for Sushant gets louder, the late actor's family has put out 6 new videos. The videos are back from 2017, 2018, reveal the playful side of the actor. In the videos, Sushant is seen dancing, playing with his niece. The new videos come days after the family shared unseen videos of Sushant's last birthday with his sisters. The family has been denying the charge that the actor was depressed and that he wasn't in touch with them. In fact, the Bihar police in its FIR says that family blames Rhea Chakravarti for driving a wedge between Sushant and his family members. Now, moving on, Kangana Ranaut back in the news again, hitting out at Aamir Khan after he met with Turkish First Lady Emine Erdogan. Taking to Twitter, Team Kangana said that Aamir is a big icon and his meeting with the wife of Turkish president has hurt many. Kangana, who is quite vocal with her opinions, also called the actor a hypocrite and asked Aamir to explain his actions. Aamir Khan is currently in Turkey to shoot a portion of his film Lal Singh Chadda, and the visuals of him meeting Turkish First Lady has drawn quite some flack among netizens. BJP leaders too questioning the actor amid a sharp deterioration in relationship between India and Turkey.
Aamir Khan has waded into controversy again. The actor, who is known to speak his mind, is facing flack for meeting Turkey's First Lady, Aamir Erdogan. In the midst of shooting his film in Turkey, Aamir met Turkish First Lady, Aamir Erdogan, at the presidential residence in Istanbul. She later took to social media to share pictures of the meeting and wrote, "I had the great pleasure of meeting Aamir Khan, the world-renowned Indian actor, filmmaker and director in Istanbul." As soon as it became public, the actor began getting trolled for meeting President Erdogan's wife amid a diplomatic unease triggered by Turkey's comments on Kashmir. Besides, Turkey has been backing Pakistan on various issues. There are also reports that radical organizations in Kerala and Kashmir are being funded by Turkish outfits.
कि देश के सेलिब्रिटीज को भी देश के हितों को ध्यान में रखते हुए, देश की भावना को ध्यान में रखते हुए व्यवहार करना चाहिए। अब जिस प्रकार से ये मीटिंग आ रही है तुर्की के एक टॉप व्यक्ति से, और तुर्की हमारा विरोध कर रहा है, तो निश्चित रूप से ऐसे में देश में तो चर्चाएं होंगी।
The actor has a tendency to draw attention, whether it's a poster like the one for the movie PK or a remark made when the intolerance debate was raging in 2015.
Kiran and I have lived all our lives in India. For the first time, Kiran says, should we move out of India? Now, that's a disastrous and very big statement for Kiran to make to me. That does indicate that there is a sense of growing disquiet.
कि हम इतने अलग हैं, अलग अलग प्रांत के लोग, फिर भी हम एक हैं। यही हमारी ताकत है, यही हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है, और इसको हमें बनाए रखना है। तो यही मैं कन्वे करना चाह रहा था उस वक्त।
Now, after his meeting with Turkish First Lady, netizens are also calling for a boycott of Aamir Khan.
छोटा, घूस लेता है, झूठे वादे करता है, अमीरों को जल्दी मिलता है, गरीबों को लेन में खड़ा करता है, तारीफ से खुश होता है, बात बात पे डराता है।
Bureau Report, India Today.
Cutting across to Hyderabad's Osmania Hospital, yet again hitting headlines. The viral videos from the hospital now shows wooden sticks being used as fluid stands, triggering massive outrage and forcing the hospital authorities to launch an investigation. The hospital superintendent, meanwhile, has denied lack of medical equipment in the hospital. New saline stands for the hospital there have now been made available for patients. The 100-year-old hospital has been in the news earlier as well for flooded wards, protests by sanitation workers and allegations of poor healthcare facilities.
सरकार को जागना चाहिए। केसीआर साहब उस्मानिया हॉस्पिटल अभी तक नहीं आए। पूरे 5 महीने से कोरोना वायरस चल रहा है। तेलंगाना की 4 करोड़ आवाम के लिए 2 ही सरकारी हॉस्पिटल है, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल, एक उस्मानिया और एक गांधी हॉस्पिटल है। केसीआर साहब की नज़र में, टीआरएस गवर्नमेंट की नज़र में जो है कि आवाम की जान की परवाह नहीं है, इसीलिए ये लोग ऐसा अनजान मार रहे हैं।
Now, amid a raging pandemic, revelers in Goa are throwing caution to the wind. A rave party was busted in the state and drugs worth lakhs of rupees was seized on Sunday. The incident has sparked quite some political row. Here's our detailed report.
Even as the coronavirus spreads, revelers are busy flouting norms. This is Kapil Jhaveri, a small-time actor and the organizer of the rave party that stunned the Goa authorities. Working on a tip-off, the police reached the spot in the early hours of Sunday. Drugs worth 9 lakh rupees, including ecstasy, MDMA and hashish, were seized from the venue, a villa on Vagator Beach. 23 people, among them 3 foreign nationals too, are in custody.
We had received information regarding one rave party which was going to be conducted somewhere in Anjuna. Immediately we put together 3 teams of crime branch which raided the place, and there we found narcotic drugs which were worth around 9 lakh rupees. 23 other people were participating in the party, which included 3 foreigners. We have placed all of them under arrest.
Kapil Jhaveri's pictures with Goa Chief Minister and ministers have gone viral. The Congress tore into the BJP-led government, alleging drug mafias had political patronage.
The government is doing nothing to curb the drug mafias in. Some small petty fellows are caught. One who's caught, who's behind the bars, with contacts right from the top minister to other ministers. How many other ministers, we don't know. This investigation will go on impartially. It's not possible.
The Shiv Sena demanded a CBI probe.
There should be a CBI probe in this matter, because these actors and all the fraternity, like rich people, they reside in Goa, and they have a business in Goa. He has got a big credit society called Tiruvalla, by name Tiruvalla Tirupati Cooperative Credit Society. So I demand that CBI probe should be there, and whichever politician in Goa has an account in his credit society should be investigated.
The BJP-led Goa government, however, maintained a stoic silence. Goa's party is not a one-off. In Mumbai, a hookah party was busted. 97 people were booked for violating COVID norms. Amid the pandemic, such parties are putting the country's fight against corona at risk. It was seen in Europe and US that when people returned to beaches and parties, the coronavirus cases increased. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the fate of the next title sponsor for BCCI's $1 million Indian Premier League will be known on Tuesday after Chinese phone manufacturer Vivo pulled out of this year's sponsorship deal. Tata Sons have emerged as one of the front runners for the title sponsorship, which is likely to be upwards of 300 crores, contrary to the reports that came out earlier. Vivo was initially paying the BCCI for 40 crores annually, but due to financial crunch, they opted out of this season. Besides Tata Sons, two edtech companies, Byju's and Unacademy, used in the fray also, and so are Dream 11 along with Reliance Jio. The IPL is scheduled to commence on September 19th, while the final of the 53-day tournament will be played on November 10th in the UAE there.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.